So our word problems today are talking about comparing people's ages, and then they're also talking about cutting rope or string into pieces, like breaking something long, 80 feet, 20 feet, whatever, into smaller portions. Okay, so here we're talking about two sisters. You can totally relate to this. You know someone that has a sibling, or you have a sibling. One of the siblings is 2 years older than the other one. And our job is to figure out which expression would be used to talk about Macy. So here's what I care about. I care about that you tell me who's younger, because whoever's younger, that's the variable we use. Who's younger?
Jenny.
So I'm going to use J for Jenny. Now, if Macy is 2 years older, how do I write Macy?
+2.
What plus 2 though?
Macy M plus
M plus 2. M plus 2. I don't like M plus 2 because I want the same variable. J plus 2. Because Macy says to herself, whatever Jenny is, I'm 2 years older than her. That's why it's J plus 2. Jenny's age plus 2 is her sister. Macy was born first. Macy's older. So my answer is right here. Circle the top selection, because we're just like picking which one's best right now. J plus 2, that's Macy. Next one. Margaret is twice as old as Jenny. Their combined ages total 132. If the two of them together, when you add up their ages, is 132, they're older people. Like their numbers are really high to get 132. So I need to know, first of all, who's younger. Jenny again. Jenny's going to be J. So write that J equals J. And then Margaret is twice as old. We did it for bell work.
2J.
Twice. 2J. I need to add the two ladies together, and they're going to equal 132. My equation. 2J, that's Margaret, plus Jenny. 132. Okay. 2J plus J is? Good. And here we get to practice our quick division. So, yeah, you're right with the divide by 3. Okay. Let me use my little, like, this one. How many times does 3 go into 13? 4 times. But how many is, that's 12, right? But there's still 1 left over. So can you put a little 1 next to this 2 right here and make that a 12? How many times? 4. Let me ask the question first. Does 3 go into 12? And you said it, 4. I was able to do that math in my head. I didn't use a calculator. And it's a shortcut way to do division that's only when you divide by one number. It's easier. Jenny is 44 years old. So here she is. She's a 44-year-old person. Margaret is twice. What's twice 44?
88.
Times 2.
It's 88.
88. Marg
She's old.
is 88. So not only do you have to find the answer, a lot of you missed this in homework last night, you have to complete and find the other person's age too. You're not done when you find just J. Okay, I'm moving on. Hearing from new people only, not the same people or muted people. Bob is 3 times as old as Tim. Who's younger? Tim is Tim. You can choose to do a capital T, or you can do a lowercase t with a curved bottom, but don't make your T's look like plus signs. Okay. Bob is 3 times as old. 3T is fine. So Priscilla, now you're on mute. All right.
3T times T.
I'm adding them together to get 84 plus T. Bob plus Tim, but Bob is 3T. Tim is Tim. 3T plus T equals 84 years old. 14. All right. Okay, quick division. How many times does 4 go into 8?
2.
How many times does 4 go into 4?
1.
1. Quick division. But I'm only halfway done. Tim is 21 years old. Now I got to talk about Bob. 3 times as old.
63.
Yeah, 21 times 3, 63. Is 63. Perfect. I want to make sure that you got that written before I move on. Okay, before we go on to number 4, I want to do a little bit of an intro to it. I have this long piece of string, let's call it. I cut it up. One chunk is 12 feet, and the other chunk is 24 feet. What I want you to do at your tables, and I will pick a table at random, is you need to come up with a sentence that would describe this information. Like, the first piece and the second piece need to be related to each other. So like you say, the first piece, the second piece, the first. So you need to make a sentence that like relates the two of them. So 1 minute, think together. So that'd be gentlemen. The what piece relates to the what piece? Yeah. Is there anything special about the numbers 12 and 24? 12 times 2. Great. When we've talked about times 2, there's a word we've used, and it's on the board for bell work. Twice. Thank you, Isaiah. So what am I going to say one number is? I'm going to use the word twice. The first or the second, how would you phrase that? The second piece is twice the first piece. Look, the second piece is twice the first piece. Is that true?
Wait, can you say twice as more?
Twice. No, more means plus sign.
Can you say twice as big?
Twice as big, sure. Twice as long. Twice, yes. Okay, the second piece is twice the first piece. That's something you would say. The reason that I care that you get this is because when we're going to number 4, we're going to get twice and more or less. So we need to be able to understand what they're saying. All right, number 4. I've got 4 pieces. I don't know if you have room, but I obviously have more room. Something that's cool about math is if I want to cut this long piece into 4, I only make 3 cuts, which gets confusing sometimes, but the 3 cuts makes 4 pieces. Okay, it's 80 feet together. Now let's talk and read the sentences. The first and second pieces match in size. The first and second pieces match in size. So if they're both the same size, what could I call them? Because it's all unknown still. Huh?
Equal to?
But I have to use like a variable. X. The first and second pieces are matching in size. Put that next to the first and second, X and X. The third piece is twice the first and second. Well, the first and second are X. What's twice? Alex. Twice. No, you're saying plus sign means more. Thank you. Guys, let Alex do it. He's completely capable of doing it himself. He doesn't need your help. The fourth piece is 10 less than the third. How do I do How do I do 10 less than the third? What's the third piece? 2x minus 10. Okay. Label it. X. X. 2x. 2x, take away 10. All of those pieces added together make 80. So my equation needs to look like that. First plus second plus third plus fourth. Here we go. First plus second plus third plus fourth equals 80. Okay, write that down. Equals 80. You know it.
Oh, that was good.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Okay. Quick division. Let me do it and you answer my questions. Please don't rush ahead of me. How many times does 6 go into 9? 1 time. And how many are left over? 3. Jimena, you're on mute. So right now, I have a 30. How many times does 6 go into 30? X. Okay. 15. Quick division, you can do in your head. But I'm not really done. Let's do it in red or something totally different. Because just because I found 15 doesn't mean I'm done. Plug in your answers. X is 15. X is 15. What's 2x? 2 times 15?
30?
65.
What's 30 minus 10?
20.
Those do, yes, add up to make 80. Okay, a 92-inch string is cut into 3 pieces. Here's what that looks like. Only 2 cuts will make 3 pieces. Now I have to figure out how to identify what number is going to be X. It's going to be the what do we talk about the most? What is mentioned the most? And that means that if it's mentioned the most, then we're comparing all the other pieces to it. So since we're comparing all the other pieces to the mentioned most, that's X. So let's read it and talk about what's mentioned. The first piece is twice the second. The third piece is 4 more than the second. Gosh, we keep talking about the second piece. That's mentioned most. That's our X. The second piece is our X. How did I know? Whatever is mentioned most. So I read my sentence. The first piece is twice the second. The third piece is 4 more than the second. I keep going back to this second. I keep talking about the second. So that's what we have to compare everything else to, because that's mentioned the most. Now let's do the math. First piece right here is twice the second. Well, the second is X, so how do I write twice the second? Volunteer, guys. How do I write that the third piece is 4 more than the second? So the second, 4 more than it. No, 4 more. More, plus. You cannot get twice and 2 more mixed up anymore. We are in high school. That is not okay. First piece, 2x. Second piece, x. Third piece, x plus 4. All of them together make 92. First piece plus second piece plus third piece make 92. We get to do our quick division on this one too. Awesome. Okay. How many x's do you see all together? 4x. And then plus 4. Awesome. What do I do next? Okay. 4x, whoops, equals 88. All right. Divide by 4. How many times does 4 go into 8? 2. How many times does 4 go into 8? 2. Do the division in your head. Okay, but I'm really not done. So close, so close. X is 22. 2x. 2 times 22. 44. What's 23rd piece? 22 plus 4. 22 plus 4.
26.
Yes, you're right, but you're right. Okay. You can totally do this by yourself because you're masters at this. So go. In 2 minutes, I'm calling on a group.
Wait,
Okay, between the two of you. Well, then Carrie needs to. Yeah, that's perfect.
Oh, she knows it. Good job.
Okay, yep, looks great.
Stop me.
Okay.
I want to shoot you in the foot. I'm telling you.
plus. Equals.
Haley, stop.
It's okay, you can. Now you have to write super fast.
Oh, God.
Faster, faster.
Pick the one above it.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Haley, she's sick.
Nope, the one above it.
The one above it.
Go, fast, go.
Is this the iPad? It's the biggest iPad I've ever seen.
It's the iPad,
It's an iPad Pro.
It's
When did those come out?
oh my gosh. Like 5
X
years
equals
ago.
26.
I thought that was a laptop. I like take off.
126. Yeah, I gotta finish. I'm sorry. 3x equals 126. When you divided both sides by 3, what'd you get? 42. Oh, that 4 looks pretty bad.
That's a bad.
Okay. So, take a look on the sideboard for your homework, guys. 42 and 84. 1 through 6, not number 2. 1 through 6, not number 2. Yes. All right. Cool. Thanks.
I count lunch for the next class.